Welcome to How to Run Profitable Retreats. I am Leni Cavazos, retreat strategist and host of the show for coaches, entrepreneurs, and transformational leaders who want to design retreats that actually make money. If you've ever put your heart into a retreat only to walk away exhausted or worse, broke, you are not alone. This podcast is here to change that. Each week, I'll bring you stories, strategies, and expert insights to help you create meaningful, transformational retreats that also support your business, your lifestyle, and your bottom line. Let's make your next retreat not just powerful, but profitable. Hello, welcome to another podcast episode of How to Run Profitable Retreats. I am your host, Leni Cavazos, and I am so excited to be here with you today as we continue on our journey of building a six-figure retreat business. Behind the scenes, we might consider, why would I want to host a retreat? Why would I want to make it actually a profitable business? What is in it for me? Beyond transforming people's lives, I am passionate about what I do. I want to create an impact, but why do I need to make money out of it? And as we go through this process, we have covered what does it mean to have a six-figure retreat business, not just a retreat or a six-figure retreat itself. But we understood how there's different types of retreats, how we can build a model that actually works for us in our first pillar, Design for Profit. Then we went into pillar number 2, where we were talking about pricing for profit, starting with this mindset that we need to profit, and the price that we're putting for our retreats takes that into consideration. Now we're going to pillar number 3. And pillar number 3 is sell for profit. And you might be like, well, so much profit everywhere, Leni. What are you talking about? Well, it's because if you do not have a profitable business, there's no business. You just have a hobby. So think about it again. If you were to tell someone, a boss or someone that you had in the past, a project that does not include profitability in a business, is it really a business? Is it something that people will be jumping for and be like, yes, I want to invest? Let's take it to a next layer. Let's imagine you have your own business and you're looking for investors. You want people to come and help you and bring and maybe inject some cash into your business. Will they inject cash into a business that does not run any profit? Think about all these episodes in Shark Tank. What do they ask about? They ask about the numbers, the finances, right? The sales, the projections for the future. I would even invite you to ask yourself, would my project, would my retreat, would my business be worthy of showing up in Shark Tank? And would I get investors? Understanding your numbers, your marketing campaigns, and your sales, it's so important. Now, when we're going to cover the third pillar itself for profit, we do include in this space marketing as part of selling for profit, because it's a step before the sale. Now, sales and marketing, different departments, different actions, different results. They're both needed. They work together, but they're not the same. Okay. So if we go into the concept of marketing, is putting something out there in the market, in front of these potential clients, in front of you. And sales is the action of actually getting a transaction, someone paying you for a product or a service. Different, right? One is getting eyeballs in front of it, and the other one is actually getting the transaction, getting people to actually pay you. But they're both necessary together. So pillar number 3 is sell for profit. And what does that mean? Is you need to have very clear boundaries on who you are and your price points, and do not give in. I remember this story. It was someone that I've hired to come facilitate at many, many retreats. And she decided to put her first retreat together.
And it was absolutely a beautiful idea, right? Great concept. She's a great facilitator. She was not lacking in the space of transformation or her expertise. But 1 week before, she called me because she was hosting the retreat in my family's retreat center. So she was hosting the retreat and she called me and told me, Leni, can you get your brother to give me a discount on the venue? So I started asking her questions. I was like, okay, tell me why. Do you not have people signed up? She's like, no, I have 13 people signed up. I'm like, okay. So why do you need a discount if you have people who signed up? And she went on to tell me that she had her price point, but on that price point that she had, where she had covered her expenses and had a profit, she then did the early bird. So basically, the early bird, the discount, right, for people who say yes fast, instead of that being her profit floor that we cover inside of my book, by the way, instead of having the profit floor that she could not go below that, she was eating her own profit in order to give a discount. Then she said, well, I gave some scholarships to people, so they paid less. So they were just covering the costs. And I was like, why would you do that to yourself? Anyway, long story short, I told her, I am sorry, I cannot help you because you have created this for yourself. This is not a matter of fact that there was no people that were interested. It was because you didn't know how to sell for profit. You did things over and over again that put you in the situation where you are today. And I'm not scared of telling people the reality because numbers do not lie. They just shows us the status of our business. They show us where we're standing, where we're going, where we were. And they also tell us which actions we need to take in order to fix that. So I know a lot of people in the transformational space do not love numbers because they're so good at what they do. They're great facilitators. They want to connect with other people. And that's absolutely amazing. But you need to know your numbers. Do you know your numbers today? Is that actually a thing? Or do you think that that's just, the universe will provide? Are you really treating your business like a business? I ask you again, and I won't get tired about asking you. Are you running it like a business or like a hobby? And I'll tell you that I'm so adamant about this because I do not come to the space of teaching you how to build six-figure retreat businesses because I was so passionate about retreats. Yes, I was passionate about retreats, don't get me wrong. But it's because I have the expertise to help you get there. And we'll have another episode where I'll just tell you all the things that I've done that so many times I kind of forget about them to help people. And we'll just get to have a beautiful trip down to memory lane. But until we get to that episode, I want to tell you again. Do I run my business like a business or a passion project? I don't run my businesses as a passion project. As much as I am passionate about it, it's the secondary piece of why I show up. I show up because I know what I'm doing. I'm proficient in how I show up. I know how to run numbers. I love spreadsheets. And I can go and audit your business and tell you this is where the mistakes are happening. I used to do massive revenue reports for the Ritz-Carlton in Dubai, for the restaurants, to increase our checks. I did manage to increase, just by reviewing the numbers and doing a couple of updates, 36% in revenue in outside guests. That's a lot of money. Why? Because I knew how to build the reports and read those reports to understand the numbers and see what was happening and where we could improve. Can you say the same for your business? Do you see the different opportunities to bring more revenue and profit into your business? So when thinking about selling for profit, it's not just about the sales expertise. And of course, you need to know how to sell and how to do follow-up. But you also need to understand, what is your ecosystem of sales? What is your business? What are all the different pieces that come to play that allows you to actually not just sell maybe the retreat or just the coaching program, but your brand? So this is a pillar number 3, selling for profit. Please know that only 2% of the sales happen during the call. 98% of the sales happen on the follow-up. So if you do not have a marketing and sales strategy that you can rinse and repeat in the future for your business, you're just winging it. So if you want to go deeper into this space and really understand how you can move from dreaming of having a retreat business to actually having a retreat business, I invite you to join my masterclass. You can find the details below in the show notes, and we'll see you there. We can connect and get more information into what does this entail. Thank you so much for being here at another one of our episodes. I can't wait to see you again. And in our next episode, I am going to talk about pillar number 4, that it's extra for experts. It's one of the topics I'm most passionate about. Now, if you have not nailed design for profit, price for profit, or sell for profit, do not attempt to do scale for profit, okay? It's not even inside of my book, The 6-Figure Retreat System, because it's the next layer. Do not overwhelm yourself. I'll make it fun. Until next time.